Hello everybody. Last year I came across Jekyll and I wanted to follow the video by Techy-Notes on how to build a Jekyll blog site and host it on GitHub for free. And I went ahead and I made this tutorial and it helped a lot of people. And the only thing with this particular system is that you have to use Ruby, and Windows and Ruby don't play well. But I got it working and the tutorial was built and there it goes. Now, a few days ago I found out about this thing called Grav. It uses themes for your website, so you could build a blog site as well using their theme. And it seems to be a hell of a lot easier to install to begin with, because you could run this in a Docker container, and it seems a little easier to modify instead of having to go back and forth from your GitHub repository and make the changes there and then deploy it, and it seems like a little easier to do it this way. So I migrated to it. I mean, I honestly don't have any blog, but the new blog that I have right now using this particular system, as you can see, it's also dark mode, and this is the original. I just moved it to here, and this is the one that we're gonna do right now for the video. Okay, and this thing has a little switch here to go from dark mode to light mode and vice versa. This particular switch was created by a guy named Lewis, which I put here as a thank you. And he has a blog and his blog, as you could tell, has the little switch, and he has his own write-up. I was just not able to follow what he put here. Everything went over my head. I'm not a coder, and I'm more of a visual person, and even with all the info he put here, I was not able to get my particular setup to work. So I had to cannibalize step by step what he did, and take parts of his website and make it work for my website, or my theme, if you want to call it that. And anyway, this is what this video is about. It's for me to be able to come back to this, and if I have to reload this particular site and I want to put the dark mode back into my website. But since this is a video and it's going to be public, you guys get to benefit for the information. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to install the website on a Docker container. I'm going to do that on my computer that is running a Unraid server. So we're going to pretty much dedicate this to Unraid, but you could pretty much do it anywhere you like. But Unraid seems to be easy for me. So here we go. I'm going to, if you have your Unraid, you go into your Unraid main page, you go into the apps, and you look for Grav, Grav. And there's only one Grav available. It's maintained by the Linux server IO people. Those guys are awesome. Go ahead and install. It might warn you if you have any ports that are being used. In this case, it's port 80. Port 80 is the default. And I guarantee you some container on my Unraid is using port 80 right now. So anyway, you hit OK. I'm going to change the name of the container. I'm going to name it, what did I say I was going to name it? I'm going to name it Dark Mode Theme. And if you want to do a copy and paste of this particular tutorial here, you should follow the same names that I use. Dark, but you can name it whatever you want. Mode Theme with a capital D, capital M, capital T. Dark Mode Theme. I'm going to assign it to my particular network. I'm going to change the port. I'm going to give it port 83 because I know it's free. I'm going to change it over here too. I don't think I need to, but I always do. And I'm going to give it a folder where I want my installation of Grav to be. By default, it goes into the Grav folder, but I want to be different, and I want to name it. Dark mode theme. In this case, I use lowercase for everything. And I hit apply and let it go. Downloads the images, blah blah. It launches the container. Container should be up and running. You go into your containers. I got it right here, and I hit the little to expand the port, and we are greeted. We are greeted. Ouch. We are greeted with the login page. You need to fill this out in order to continue. This is how you secure your admin side of the Grav CMS system. So pick up a name or whatever. Just fill the information out. And hit create. Now you'll be presented with an error, which is fine. You could go ahead and close that if you want, and then open up the site again. Back to colon 83 in my case. There you go, see 83. That's my port. And this is the default installation of Grav. You can see this gives you a couple of notices. These are notices and instructions on how to create pages. Okay. Now, for us to do anything on a theme in Grav, you have to extend the theme. I think extend seems like a fancy word to simply say the word clone the theme. So we're gonna clone the theme. But to clone the theme, you gotta use you could do it by hand, but it's a little pain in the butt because you gotta change a lot of files. Or you could use one of the plugins called DevTools that has a command that will do it for us automatically, just by punching in a couple of data. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So since I installed this using the Linux server IO command, it took me a while to figure out what I had to do in order to access the extending capabilities. So first of all, we're going to have to go into your admin page. So in your bar, you put /admin, and that will get you back to your administrating panel. If you could see, you have one theme, which is the default Quark. You have 8 pre-installed plugins, which are part of the theme, and you have the 2 pages that you could see on the page 1, which is home, and page 2, which is typography. Those 2 pages here are represented right here, home and typography. If you go in here, you get to modify the code using the markdown code. Anyway, this is not what we're here for. We're going to clone this theme. So we're going to go to plugins, you're going to go to add, and you're going to search for DevTools. DevTool. There it goes. You're going to hit install, continue, and this installs our DevTool package. Okay, so now we're gonna go into back to my on-RAID server, and I'm gonna go into the command line. Okay, and I'm gonna run the following command. Where did I find the command that I'm gonna run at? Well, that was part of the Grav inheritance. And if I could spell, it's part of the customization here, and it tells you to use theme inheritance, and you gotta use the command line interface with the DevTool plugins that we just installed. Okay, and it gives you the how to do it manually if you wanted to, or just using the inheritance, the plugin, which is actually way easier. So let's use the plugin. I wasn't able to just run the plugin straight out from our CLI because the way it's packaged in the container, in a Docker container. But Linux server IO people, they actually put information on how to do it. So if you go back to the Linux server, Linux server .io Grav, okay, and they put down here on the application setup here, application setup. It says to use the CLI tools, you need to pass the working directory as part of your executive command. And they gave us the command, which was this. Okay, so now I'm gonna copy this and paste it over here. No, and we need to make some changes. So the one that this is to access your Grav package installer. I think that's what it's for. But we don't need that command. We need the other command. We need the one for the customization and for the inheritance. So that command is this one. It's this. And we need to change Grav for the name of our container. Remember, I named my container dark mode theme, so that's got to be changed. And then the rest stays the same. DevTools, and then the new theme command. So this is what I gotta paste. Copy. This is available also on the write-up. And I'm gonna go into the here. I'm gonna paste. Before I paste it, let me show you what I have on the folders. If we go into the shares, if you go into the dark mode theme, and you go into www users themes, this is currently the container that we're running our website from. You only see one theme, the Quark theme. Now let me run this command. Paste, hit enter. Now we're gonna follow what the instructions. If you enter the same things that I do, all you have to do is copy and paste from a repository, and you'll be done. Quick, super quick. So the theme name, lowercase. I'm gonna put Quark because that's the original. To me, that's the original theme that I'm copying from, and I'm simply adding dark mode because that's what I want to call it. For description, you could put down whatever you want, and I put down extending Quark theme to add dark mode features. Simple. Ooh. No. Dark mode. There it goes. Enter. Developer name is going to be your name. I'm going to put Jadehawk. ID for the GitHub, you don't need it. Press enter. The email is going to put the same one I put for registering. Okay. And then what are we going to do? What is our option? We're going to do inheritance. It's very important. Inheritance. So we put IN, autocomplete with a tab. Hit enter. And then it's going to ask us which theme are we cloning or extending. We only have one theme installed, which is Quark, and that's the only one that shows, so we hit 0. Enter. And we're done. That's it. We'll close this puppy up. And if we reload here, you're going to see that we're going to have an extra theme now. And how do I refresh this page? I guess I just hit this. There we go. Oh, I messed up. I put Quark dar mode. That's gonna, nope, that's no good. I'm gonna have to delete that because it's not gonna work. And we'll have to do it again. Paste. And it's Quark dark mode. I'm just gonna skip for the rest. Skip. Ooh, I guess test. Then Jadehawk. Okay, and then wait, and then the email. It's too late at night to be doing this. Okay, inheritance and 0. Okay, here we go. Quark dark mode. Okay, that matches. I do an a refresh here. Quark dark mode. Perfect. So now if we go back to our dashboard, you see we only have one theme shown here. Now if we click it, it should show 2. And it's got the one that we just created. We're just gonna activate. Hit continue. Now we are activated because we click back on themes. It says active theme are the currently the one that we just cloned. And if we launch the website again by going here, nothing has changed, but we are running on the clone version. Okay. Okay. So now how do we add the dark part? Well, first we're gonna shut down the container. I don't think we have to, but it doesn't hurt. Shut down the container, and we go to my GitHub. Okay, and look for GitHub Quark dark mode. Okay, and you download the release, or you could clone download the zip, whichever way you want to do it. So I'm just going to download this one, the zip file. Okay, I already downloaded it earlier, so it's right here. I'm going to extract it. Okay, double click that, move this to the side, and this is the file. This is the actual drive that's storing my containers. So dark mode, we're gonna go into www users themes and dark mode Quark. So if you notice, there's some files that are on this side that are missing here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste this whole section here and overwrite what's here. Copy and then paste, and permissions again. You're kidding me. In 1 second, I gotta change some permissions issues here. I think that has to do with unraid. And go back here, go into our shares app, and looking at dark mode theme. Everybody could use this. Makes no sense. Let's go back here, hit this, and then permissions, read and write, and read and write, and read and write. Start. Okay, let's do it again. Okay, we go here, we go copy, and then we go paste, and replace files. Okay, that worked. So now the files in your container matches the files from the download, and all that it really is a couple of CSS files here. Okay, the font awesome, the images, the favicon is all needed. The JavaScript is just for the function to change the dark mode from light to dark. Okay, and then the templates, the macros. Okay, that's important. And in here, the actual switcher, which is the actual button, and this is because this goes in here, and then you got the logo and the language switcher. Those are required. If you didn't have those in there, it wouldn't work. So that's pretty much it. And everything else is just oh, and this here on the YAML is very important. This thing has this thing here, dark mode true. But that's what you just copy and paste, it'll work. So now that we did that, close that out, we could go ahead and restart the container. And then we could open up the website again. And now it's in dark mode. And we have the little switcher. See? Used to be like this. Actually, if I switch and then we open it up again, this is and then start. But if I refresh this, now it's gonna go back to the original because that's not the active theme. So we go back to the active theme, activate dark mode, and then we refresh the page and we're back to dark. Now this I didn't like, the too bright still. So inside the files, if you notice, when I was browsing through it, you saw a custom CSS that was not named correctly. So we go to the themes, Quark dark mode, CSS, you see custom.old. Well, this is supposed to be called custom.css, and anything that you put in here, any CSS code that you want your website to have will be in here. So we're gonna go and rename this. I'm gonna go rename it. I'm gonna rename it to the correct name, which is CSS. And you look into it, and all I'm changing here is the notices, the yellow, and I'm changing the background colors for the notices, which was this notice. This is the red, this is blue, this is the yellow one. But now if once we activate this, since we just took away the CSS, right, the old one, we put the CSS back. The minute I just refresh the page, not down, refresh the page, see, the background changed. And I think this looks better. Well, in my opinion, you could always just leave it back or delete those codes. Anyway, this is it. That simple. If you want to read up on it, just go back to my currently main blog, which is empty, only two, and you could go ahead and do the same thing we just did, step by step, a little slower, and that will get you going. And if you want to do it manually, I have what you gotta paste, but if you follow my naming convention here, all you gotta do is copy and paste for the same results, and that's it. At the moment, I'm trying to get this part to work. Doesn't seem to be working, but whatever, I'll probably get rid of it. And this thing has many features like the other one had, like the original had the popular tags, and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope this helps. Hope at least it gets you going with a dark theme until you decide to put out, because Grav does have a dark theme, and it's expensive. And if I were running a blog site, with a lot of traffic, it would probably make sense, but I don't have that many posts. Anyway, they do have a dark theme. If you go into your downloads and you go into a theme, there's this dude that he made the Quark dark, but he hasn't updated it in 2 years, which is no big deal. But what I didn't like about it is they didn't have a switch, so you were stuck with dark mode. So some people don't like dark mode, some people like the light mode, so at least you have the ability to go back to normal. See, with his theme, it's just dark, no way around it. And Grav themselves, they do have a premium one, and that puppy's called Typhoon, and it's $50. And the only thing, of course, it's just not dark. It's not just a dark mode that this thing has a lot of stuff, especially with the images and galleries and stuff like that. It's got a lot of stuff that's pretty cool, but I don't use it, so I'm not ready to dish out $50 yet. Maybe you are. Support the people. Anyway, but as for me, simple little, that makes world of a difference. Okay, once again, signing off. You guys have a great day. Bye bye.